Hello everyone. I've been on a clock here, so I will try to make this message as quick as I possibly can. But yes, come on in, come on in. So I know I've been going live a lot, but clearly there's a lot going on, and there's really no time to waste here. So a lot of what I've been personally tapping into, it's all very urgent. It's all very urgent. So of course, I'm just here doing my duty to higher self and just sharing and spreading the word if it resonates with anyone. So Amazon, the Amazon forest. I made a video yesterday, the previous video to this one. If you haven't checked that out, I was definitely more in depth about the Akashic record aspect of the Amazon, that the Amazon forest, as well as many other forests in Siberia is also on fire. We have the forests that are in Africa. We have forests all over that hold many different types of records. All of the jungles and the forests, even your local woodsy areas, they are all basically living libraries, just as we are. We are direct reflections of the earth from a micro and macro standpoint. So as I said yesterday in the video that I made, I talked about how if we look at Earth as a macro body, right, which she is, a very sentient being, we are dwelling within her body, and we are also exact replicas of the blueprint that we live within. Okay, so if the saying is that the Amazon forest are basically coined as the lungs of Earth, then we know that there is a direct reflection to our inner body, especially the lungs, and it has a lot to do with breathing and air and understanding your connection with the breath and with air, which is really the connection with spirit, okay, with Ka. All right, so what I'm seeing is, and this is not to downplay how people are reacting. I mean, most people are devastated. It is very unfortunate that especially the locals, you know, there are many people who are affected by this fire or by these fires, many tribes, many reservations, many businesses, many families. So there is a lot of devastation that comes with what's happening for sure, and that's a given. So that right there, again, it comes with the territory when we deal with something on such a large scale in this way. Now, what I'm seeing is, you know, people are reacting in their ways, out of their devastation and witnessing such an event, you know, and people are like, well, what can we do? You know, what can we do to save the Amazon? We're tired of this, you know, the governments and what they're doing to a lot of the indigenous tribes, a lot of the I should say what's going on behind the curtain with the miners. And we talked about where the real gold is. Okay, that's 2 videos before this one, where I talked about how the gold is in your mind. Your actual mining is happening within your mind, within your subconscious mind, within your dream state, especially within the astral plane. A lot of people are being attacked. A lot of people are being infiltrated. A lot of people are being seated in their minds and in their dream state, because that is where, that is the only logical metaphysical way to actually be successful with an actual attack. And the external aspect of those attacks happen much later on. So we all know, okay, it starts here and it starts here, and it's then projected outward into the world because we are a direct reflection. So this is a bit of a different approach when I say real life solutions when it comes to the Amazon. In the last video I made, the one previous to this, I said this was a direct, very intuitive channel, okay, from Mother Earth. and I went within my meditation, and what was revealed to me was that she co-signed the fires. And many people don't want to hear that on a 3D level, because it's like, well, why would she do that? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Once again, the fire in itself is a purification of the Akashic records. The records that are kept there are very specific, and it's very interesting. And I didn't even know about this series until I made the video yesterday, and many of you posted it in the comments that on Netflix there's a new series called Green Frontier. Okay, and I just started watching it actually, and the crazy synchronicities are on point. So I already know, and y'all know how I feel about levels of entertainment and how it intertwines with quote-unquote reality. So I'm no stranger to that. So of course I'm paying attention, but a lot of what's happening in that series is it's a literal thing. It's not even coded anymore. It's kind of ridiculous. It's out there. And a lot of what I was saying about actually, about the trees keeping very specific records, to the point where when you cut down a tree, there are technologies that are able to retrieve the sound frequencies and the power that is embedded within those rings within the tree that can be extracted and actually utilized for different things, many different things. We're talking about like high level biotech here when we're talking about retrieving information from the trees. But we have to understand, and we have to ask ourselves, who are the trees? We are the trees. The trees are us. Okay? Even when I said the trees are mermaids, I'm talking about us too. We're both flesh, we're of the earth and we're of the water. Okay, so this is most definitely a call for, as I like to say, especially from the feminine aspect of it, the sirens, okay? But we have the elements that are working with each other, the primordial energies, the Neter, the Neteru, the nature. They're all co-signing what is going on right now, because what's happening is that the people or the collective or the colonizing consciousness is indeed after something very specific that the jungle itself holds. And there's no accident that Siberia is being hit too, because we have very ancient tribes in Siberia. Okay, let's not get it twisted. Let's understand what Siberia is and the history of that part of Russia. Okay, so there's a lot going on here simultaneously. The ancients and the keepers of the earth do not want the colonizing consciousness or the colonizing spirit to get a hold of these records that are within the trees. So what do? The elementals, whether you believe this or not, okay, the elementals, they gather and they strategize on stuff like this. And basically, in order to protect the records, they're burning the shit down. It's a small sacrifice for a very big thing. Why? Because the trees have already, there's a purification and transmutation of information that's being downloaded, or I'm not even going to say downloaded. Forget those words. That is basically being streamed to the keepers of this specific library information. There are some of us who are indigenous keepers who have DNA receptors that are able to accept the information that is being let out through the transmutation and through the fires. Okay, they're being sent out to the rightful keepers of the information. A lot of you guys are record keepers, so pay attention. Okay, this is not Earth is okay. She always restores herself. Okay, but what happens with the planes of reality is that they copy a lot of the timelines, they manipulate a lot of the records, and they use those records against humanity, against the masses, to keep us locked in specific time loops. I'm telling y'all. Okay, y'all think the CERN thing is just there's one note and one dimensional. There are many things that they are doing with quantum technology, okay, that it's way beyond, like, I can't even really explain it in words, but I see things. And I know that, I'm really being like supported and told within the etheric realms that this is fine. Stop worrying about the actual jungle itself, okay? Let's breathe for a second. You want to go out there and help the tribes in person. If you can't, you want to help the people, absolutely, okay? But the forest in itself is okay. The jungle in itself is okay. Now, here's the thing. This is going to continue to happen for a while. Since the information is now being dispersed and awakening the actual receptors within the DNA of the keepers of information, it's our job to be the receivers on the other end, or else all of this is done in vain. This quote-unquote purification and sacrifice that Earth has put herself through to protect very sacred information will go all in vain and down the drain if the keepers of the records, the indigenous who are spread all across the world, it's not just those who are tribing it out in the jungle. There are many of us who are in the cities, who are all over the place, who have direct connections to the records. It's time for you to be on the receiving end. Now, here's the thing. If you don't know that you are a keeper, guess who knows that you are a keeper? Guess who knows that you are actually receiving direct downloads from Mother Nature? And guess who goes into your subconscious mind, into your dream state, and tries to extract this information that way? Because if they can't get it from the trees, they'll damn sure get it from your sleeping ass. So when you sleep and you not woke in your dream state, when I say they are going hard, there is when I revealed that I had the dreams about these energies or entities that are going in the dream state trying to give people food, offer people drugs in their dream state, switching consciousness with bodies and so on, all of that being done in a dream state, I didn't realize how many people were experiencing those very same dreams. Okay, there's a reason why, first of all, they canceled the 3rd season of OA. OA was on it with that, especially when they are studying people in their sleep. And these are very specific people, because like I said, everyone is not a dreamer. I'm sorry, I'm yelling, but for some reason, this message has to be heard. And I gotta go, but I really had to pull over and really express this. There are very specific people who dream, who are directly connected to the mainframe. Not everybody is connected in that way. So what they do is they know exactly who you are. I don't care if you are a freaking cashier at Burger King. Get all of that ego shit out of the way. Stop thinking, oh, little old me in this big old world. You're not a small fish in a big pond. This world is much smaller than you think, and you are more important than you think. So you need to get out of your goddamn lower base ego thinking that you are not that important and that there is nothing that little old you can do. So the best way to do, you want to save the world, save yourself. And how do you do that? You tap in. First of all, you allow yourself to retrieve this information, become open to receiving it, because this is what is happening within this whole process of alchemy and information. How do you do that? Let's start off with the cleanse. Why would Mother Earth do this? Because a lot of people are blaming them, the collective, the government put set everything on fire. No, don't give them that much credit. They wouldn't even do that because the library is way too rich and way too resourceful for them to burn this shit down. So no, they're not burning down their food that they eat off of the resources that come from the jungle. So it goes deeper than that. Let's get away from this surface-based basic thinking and blaming them all the time, because let me tell you, Mother Earth is very much alive and she has her own things. Now I'm going to prove it to you on how this can actually happen. When we talk about what happens, and again, study anatomy, study your body, okay? Because again, we're living inside of a body. So study your body. What happens when too many white blood cells invade your body? when too many colonizers invade your body, any part of your body, there's a ripple effect that happens and you end up becoming sick. So what happens when you end up becoming sick, but you're awake and you're in tune with your body? You say, oh, I don't feel so well, so I'm going to go the holistic route and I'm going to go on a detox. Maybe my body needs to detox. So you know what? I'm going to go on a 3-day or a 7-day fasting or detoxing, right? So you're doing this for the best interest of what? Of your body, right? Because you want to feel better. So what happens? What do you think happens when you detox? What do you think happens on the inside of your body? On the outside, everything is calm. On the inside of your body, you are declaring war on the inside of your body. You have declared war on those white blood cells and everything, the healthy blood cells, your organs, your blood, like everything is going to war with each other on the inside just to detoxify and purify and bring your body back to restoration and balance. So would anybody tell you that you're wrong for doing that, or why would you do that to your own body? Do you think you don't have an Amazon forest or jungle, an Amazon jungle on the inside of your body? Do you really not see that map on the inside of your body? Do you realize that when you breathe in and you hold your breath, that there is fire starting inside of you? And then when you breathe out, it goes out, right? So it kind of feels like Mother Earth is literally, she's inhaled and she's holding her breath for a little while. Okay? She's going to exhale in a second, so don't worry. Waiting to exhale. She's going to exhale, so don't worry about that. Time is different on a macro level. What we experience as a breath in, for her, may be a 3-second count. But for us in our time, because we're little organisms inside of her, for us it may last for 6 months. So that 3 seconds on Mother Earth breathing in time lasts about 6 months for us. Okay, so let it flow. Let it flow. Let her breathe. Let her do what she needs to do, because she has decided to detox herself. So what do you do when you're so tapped into Mother that you know that this is what she's doing, or you've accepted that this is what she's doing? What do you think you need to do as a direct reflection of that in support of? You need to detox, maybe. Maybe it's time for you to purify the inside of yourself. Maybe it's time to eliminate those colonizers from your body. Colonizers in the colon sound pretty, the words are right there and straightforward. How's your colon? How's your digestive system? Your digestive system is one of the most important systems in your body that regulates that shit. You have colonizers inside of your colon. Clear that shit out. Go get you want to save the Amazon jungle? You want to save Mother Earth? Go and get yourself a colonic. I'm so serious when I say this. Go get yourself a colonic. Decide to maybe go on a 3 to 7 day fasting. Maybe it's a water fast. Maybe it's a juice fast. Allow yourself to align with her so that you are in direct alignment on a vibrational level, so you can receive the records from the library and actually access those shits. Now, by birthright and genetically, for those who are record keepers and you know who you are, this is not to say, oh, you're so special, but you're pretty unique. You have a pretty unique connection with Mother. Embrace it. And no, not everybody has those direct connections, by the way. Okay? Because there are some programs out here. So, the indigenous consciousness I'm talking about. And everybody can help and contribute. I'm not making this a separation thing or being divisive, but it's very important for the record keepers to really, there's a reason why there are aspects of other groups and consciousness that are really trying to get these records, because clearly they don't have the ability to tap in on their own. And if you've been watching Green Frontier, then you see how bad that freaking colonizer wants to learn the language of the jungle to the point where he'll kill for it. He will dissect the people. He will dissect and murder and manipulate the people, the rightful keepers of mothers' libraries. So, maybe this is a time to do some breath work, to really take your meditation seriously. Even if you don't know what the hell you're doing, just take 10 to 15 minutes in the morning and just breathe. Pay attention to your breath. Allow your imagination to just show you what it is that you need to see. You don't need to study meditation. Study yourself. Let's get out of all of these, oh my God, I need to take all these courses. I need to read all these books. I need to get all the knowledge. No, that's done. You see what happens when they take books away or when trees are destroyed. If you don't know that inner language, then you don't know what the hell is going on. So you need to learn yourself, because you are the walking library. You are the walking book. You have the knowledge. You have the gnosis. It's not external. So what mother needs for you to do is go on the inside, receive her information, keep it safe and sacred by blocking off your subconscious mind to these motherfucking colonizer consciousnesses that are running amok in the goddamn astral plane like fools, trying to retrieve information from your library. So again, your unconscious mind, I'm going to say this again, your unconscious mind is your Akashic records. The only way to access your unconscious ocean that is within your mind space is to go through your dream state, through your REM cycle. That is the entrance into your Akashic records. When people go under hypnosis and they're dealing with any hypnotherapist will tell you, in order to go straight to the unconscious part of your mind where you're able to get your past life regressions and all of that, get to your biggest fears and your suppressions and shit, she or he has to take you and walk you through your subconscious first. So again, this is like sleeping, going to sleep with your doors and windows wide open. You need to close your doors. Close the doors to your subconscious mind before you go to sleep. Even if you have to visualize yourself literally closing a door and locking it, that is good enough. It is not a special ritual that you need to do. It's nothing mystical about it, actually. It's just mind work. Then what you need to do is close your back door and lock that shit too, so that there are many different entrances and exits within your mind space. And turn on your conscious mind, the 10% that is in front of your mind, to make sure that you are lucid and aware when you're both awake and sleeping, so that you're never sleeping. You don't sleep. When you go to sleep, you go into other realities. You stay awake for everything. Your body is resting. Your computer is resting. Sleep is not for your mind. Sleep is not for your consciousness. Your consciousness never sleeps. So please understand, it's time to wake up, not just in this 10% reality, but when you go to sleep, stay awake. So it's not really about, I can't see comments. I don't know what you guys are saying. If you're going to share any video, share this one. Because I don't know, this one feels like I'm just trying to be as straightforward as I possibly can with all of this, because everybody is so conditioned to go on the outside to take care of problems, which creates more problems. So everyone wants to externally find a solution. Oh my God, what protests do we need? We need to protest. What do we do? People feel helpless because they know there is no external solution for something so mass. You're not going to go and shut down governments. You're not going to do that. So stop it. Your protests are not going to help. So stop. Mother Earth is calling for her children to, she's finally trying to tell you, I've been trying to tell you this whole time, to go on the inside of yourself. Remember who you are. Remember the keys that you hold. Remember that you are indeed sacred, and the only way to preserve life is to preserve yourself. And how do you preserve yourself? You not only stay awake in all of your minds, but you take care of your heart space. You take care of your heart. You remember your roots. Deal with your chakras. Go within, and just like on the series, which is crazy, it's right in alignment. Speak to the jungle herself. Speak to Mother Earth herself. Do it for yourself. Get your own intel. I'm just here as a messenger, but I'm one of many. You can go on the inside, tap into your inner libraries, get the information on what needs to be done. Because as long as you keep your doors wide open in your subconscious and unconscious mind, and you continue to walk like a fucking zombie with your conscious mind, Mother Earth will never be okay. She'll never be okay because of you. You can't blame them for trying to survive up in this bitch. You can't blame the colonizers because they're trying to survive in a world that that doesn't really mesh well with them. So they have to like steal, and there's a place in your body for white blood cells, right? But if there's too many of them, there's a restoration that needs to happen, and that's just how nature rolls. You can't kill evil. You know what happens when you try to kill evil? You turn into one of them. So you can't kill. You can fight back, but you can fight for restoration and balance. You can do that. There's a such thing. You can't kill off the shadow side. You can't kill off the opposition in a world of duality. So stop trying. Study nature. You go into that jungle. You go into the world, okay? Put your iPhone down, put your computers away, take off your clothes and go in that fucking jungle and tell me that nature herself is not chaotic. She is not full of rainbows and lilies. She got rattlesnakes up in that bitch. She has tarantulas. She has tigers and bears that when they see your ass. Okay, so let's stop acting like the goal here or the objective is to kill off what is a part of Netter, because you cannot. It is a part of you. You have an inner colonizer, but are you going to allow this inner colonizer to take your body over? Are you going to stay sick and just die and wither away? And then once they're done feeding off of you, they just go and jump to another body? Or are you going to preserve yourself, hold on to your memories, hold on to your mind, hold on to your heart? Remember and keep the knowledge, keep the wisdom sacred. The wisdom is sacred. You don't even understand how sacred the wisdom is. That's what this whole war is really about. It's the war with yourself, for real. So you trying to fight off governments or posting hashtags, Mother Earth don't give a shit about a government or a hashtag. Like I said, take off your clothes, put your devices down, and go into that jungle and get to know her. And how do you get to know her? You get to know yourself. And once you get to know yourself, you get to learn how to communicate and flow with yourself, which means that you turn into an indigenous spirit that walks amongst the jungle and can now communicate with the animals. You can communicate with the insects. They actually turn into your allies. They actually protect you. If there's a bear that comes to you, because you know yourself, you're able to handle that bear. You're able to actually use telepathy and speak to the bear. Okay? You're able to negotiate with the bear. This is a very real thing and very sacred wisdom and knowledge. But most people will run because they run from themselves. So she's trying to redirect her children with a tragedy that's so big to tell you that the simplest thing to do is to pay attention to yourself and speak to me. If you want to know what to do, talk to me. Just talk to me. Don't go asking the governments or, don't go asking anyone. I'm here. Have you noticed? Do you see me? I mean, you're living inside of me. You're living inside my mind. You're living inside my body. How about you just talk to me? How about you show some fucking respect? How about you acknowledge me? Maybe I can help you. So how about you join in with great old mother and just say, hey, mother, I know you're purifying. I know there are certain sacrifices that come with this purification, but I support you. And because I support you, I'm going to purify my own body as you're doing it. And we're going to do this together. We're going to do this together. We're going to purify together. I'm going to tap in and make sure that all of the records that are being released from the trees, I'm going to make sure that I capture that information and lock it and keep it safe. I'm going to make sure that the wisdom is protected. I'm going to make sure that they are not retrieving the information and the power that comes from everything that you have to offer, to utilize it to go making copies of worlds and creating fucking parallel copies and shit and destroying original shit. They're trying to mine for gold. You know, this is it's the whole Anunnaki story all over again. If you haven't noticed, it happens in cycles, but every single time it's not enough keepers to, you know what I'm saying? It's never enough for some reason. And it's like, sure, there's a restoration process, but is that really necessary? Do you have to get to stage 4 cancer to learn a lesson? Do you have to go through all of that goddamn suffering just to appreciate life? What's happening is that she's always pushed into stage 4 cancer because we, the consciousness within her, has turned into cancer. So the body that we dwell within is always sick. Sure, she's regenerative. We know that she comes back. But God damn it, is that if you could choose ways to be, would you choose to, like every single time, would you choose to put yourself in a position to get so sick at such a young age and wither away and have to just recycle all over again? Only starting from the levels of consciousness that you left off of in your stage 4 cancer. That's how deep it goes. The consciousness in which you die with comes back with you. For some reason, we never make it past this point. So she's just, you know, she has nothing to lose here. She's the one that gets sick. So do we. But she's the one that gets sick, but she knows that this is eternal life. So she's not afraid of dying. She's done it before. She's not afraid of dying, guys. But what she's saying is that she wants to live better. She doesn't want to have to always catch cancer at 40 years old and always have to come back as a child again. Like, let's get beyond this. There's more life. There's more to expand on in levels of consciousness here. But there's always been a ceiling. Because when you break that ceiling, there's no more allowing these motherfuckers to come in and take you over. And if you're watching that series, Green Frontier, then you saw exactly his strategy on how he infiltrated the tribe in just one fucking night. It took like maybe a few nights to turn them against each other and to actually lock away the true leader. You infiltrate the leader, then you get the rest who he leads to go against the leader. And now you're the new leader. And now, boom, war is declared and you're fighting a war against yourself. This cycle is so old. So mother is just like, are you ready? Because I had to take drastic measures. And I'm taking drastic measures to really try to shake my children up so that they can know that the answer to saving the world is to go within and study yourself. Study your cells. Study how the body works. Study biology. Study your energy centers, your chakras, how they actually govern. Those are the governments of your organs. Why would we want to getting rid of the government? Like I'm not talking about the fuckboy government aspect of the government. I'm talking about actual governance is necessary to sustain a system. So you trying to get away, toss the governments away as a solution is not it's not a part of the solution, because you have energy centers inside of your body that govern your organs and that govern certain parts of your body. So why would you want to cut off that energy system? You want to regulate it and restore it and keep it in harmony with the rest of your energy centers so that they work together, so that the governments inside of you work together for the body. The solution is look at your body. All of the answers are literally, figuratively, and spiritually inside of you. So, what are you going to do? Seriously, what are you going to do? I offered and suggested some solutions. Connecting with your hair is a big one, because you are connecting to your nervous system, which is a huge receptor of the library that's coming from the trees. So listen to your hair. Okay? There are a few people in one of my groups that actually said, you know what? I intuitively always wanted to go bald and cut off my hair and start fresh. And after watching the video, I listened to myself, and she took her braids and she shaved them shits off. I was tagged in an Instagram post where this woman said, you know what? After watching your video, I've been wanting to lock my hair, but I haven't been listening to myself. But now that I know that I need to listen to myself, I'm twisting my hair today. Start listening to what your body and what your mind and what your heart is telling you to do for your own unique perspective and your own unique journey and pathway, because you are a keeper. Many of you are elementals in just a human body. So what is your dominant element? What part of the nectar do you stand dominant in? Are you an earth keeper? Are you a water keeper, water bear? Are you protector of the records of the waters? Do you work with fire? Do you have that dragon energy? Do you work with the air? Do you have that bird energy? Who are you working with? Who are you? Figure it out. And then start working with your family. That's how you save the planet. The plane of reality is a dream world. So save it by saving yourself, because you are the only person that is able to truly experience it in this way. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off. I would suggest you guys share this, please. It feels urgent. I don't know. It feels urgent. I don't know why. I feel almost like the irritation. She's just like, you know what? Let's listen. When we talk about nature, I don't know why people treat nature as if she's only happy and good. Aren't you sentient? Don't you have emotions? Aren't there certain things that irritate the shit out of you, especially when you know better and there are people who affect your cycle and they just, you know what I'm saying? Let's not act like she doesn't get frustrated. Let's not act like she's never in pain. Let's not act like she's trying to send messages that are ignored. She's a sentient being. If you can see yourself as the world that you dwell within, you will start to understand this earth and you much better by seeing yourself as everything. So people will be like, well, why? She loves her children. Have you ever been a mother? Have you ever been a mother? Okay. Are you a mother? Have you ever yelled at your children? Have you ever been frustrated with your child? Have you ever said, you know what? I need a fucking vacation. I need just 5 days away from these kids. Does that mean that you love them any less? No. But you are a sentient being with a consciousness that goes through flows of fucking emotions. So Mother Earth is going through some fucking emotions right now, but nobody's listening. Everybody's yelling the other way When she's trying to point you in the other direction, you're yelling and posting on fucking social media about going to protest and shit. So she's just like, yo, have they not learned anything? When will they learn? How many times do I have to die so young just for them to get it? She wants her body to stop attacking her. How does her body stop attacking her? It has to be harmonious on the inside. Anyway, I'm out. Have a great day and make your decision. Go think about some solutions on what you can do to get to know your inside better. Are you going to detox? When are you going to start? Are you going to start this Sunday? Are you going to connect with your outer nervous system somehow? Are you going to like treat it nice and do some things? Are you going to do, are you going to connect with your breath and, go into your own unique way of meditating? Are you going to at least connect with the elements and get to know this world that has always been here, but you've never really paid attention to it? Are you going to make sure that you lock your doors before going to sleep? Common sense 101, right? But we don't get this common sense. We're not told. We learn dumb shit in school. We're not taught to close our fucking doors when we go to sleep. In our minds, we're not taught those things. So we're all open to all kinds of things. They get to have parties in our dreams. It's almost, could you imagine the other consciousness that is fully aware, right? Fully aware that this is your dream. And then it's almost like drugging a person in their own house and having a party around them. That's exactly what it feels like. I think that happened in the movie Ma. You know what that was about? She was Freddy Krueger up in that bitch. That was a dream state. Her basement was the subconscious mind of these kids. And there was actually a girl in the movie who stayed asleep. So it's like, all right, so you're gonna sit there and continue to get so drunk and drugged in your own reality that you're gonna stay asleep on the couch while all these motherfuckers are in your house, in your dream, doing all kinds of things, even to your body. Did you not see that movie towards the end? How she drugged all of the kids and did all kinds of things to them? They weren't lucid dreaming. They were asleep. Oh my God, this shit is everywhere. She's trying to tell you. Ma is trying to tell you what the hell is going on. Close your doors. Don't talk to strangers. Get to know yourself, because you're a stranger to yourself. So stop playing around. All right, I need to get off of here for real. But seriously though, please, if the last 2 videos did not get to you, please, I hope that this somehow triggers some real shit inside of you. All right, have a good